Not sure what kind of response we're going to get, but we're going to show you what it's like to magnet fish. And we are on the beautiful Black River in northern Arkansas. And what we have a high-powered magnet, which we're going to show you in a few moments, and we retrieve things out of the middle of the river. Me and my father, our boat, our big magnet, and the river. All right, we're going to stop this and get the boat in the river, our 25-horse Mercury and our Bass Tracker boat. We're going to get this into the river, down the boat ramp here, and then we'll show you more in a few moments. Some people magnet fish off of bridges, and they attempt to retrieve items from the river and off of boat docks, etc., but not us. We like to magnet fish right in the middle of the river. You can see here the river is really flowing. We're about to push the boat in, and what we're going to do is we're going to travel upstream where there used to be a ferry crossing. The river is real narrow and it's a rocky bottom. You can almost walk across, and we're going to throw our magnet in the middle of the river and just float down the river and see what items we can retrieve from the middle of the river, and we'll show you more in a few moments in this video. But here we are now, and we're about to take the boat and push it in the river and then start upstream. So I hope you enjoy this video. If you do, let us know. Okay, so we have now pushed the boat into the river, as you can see. We're just a little bit away from the boat dock. There's our truck where we left it. Now what you've got to be careful is there's rocks. If you'll notice downstream along this western side of the river, all the way up. In fact, you can see the rocks sticking out. That's where the ferry used to be. So we're going to be hunting this stretch of the river here with our magnet. Now I'm going to show you what we're going to do right now. I've got the motor out of the water, the propeller out of the water. I'll be careful not to drop my phone in the river. All right, now I'm going to lower the propeller down into the water just a little bit. And I'm going to start the boat now. We're all good to go. All right, see our propeller's barely in the water, that way we don't hit the rocks. And we're going to start out, and we're going to turn here and go up the stream, and hopefully we'll have some good luck with the magnet and be able to show you what we've found. So far out of this river in the last few weeks, we've found wagon wheels and pitchforks and old buttons and all kinds of items. So we'll be sure and let you know what our magnet fisherman here gets with a magnet today. Okay, once again, we're in the middle of the river now. You can see our waves here. We just shut the motor off. Right here is a rocky ledge that it protrudes into the river several feet. I mean, it comes way out here. And on this side, you see a lower area. This is where people used to cross the Black River a couple hundred years ago, because they could get their wagons across here and make a smooth crossing here. And in the process, they'd lose stuff in the river. You notice we're floating down river now. We're trying to retrieve those items. All right, Dad, let's get the magnet in the water here, see what we can get, and we'll let you know what we get. All right, magnet's in the water. Dad's got a hold of the rope. Notice how fast we're moving. Look at the shore. We've got the motor shut off, and the river's pretty swift, just carrying us downstream. Notice how beautiful it is out here on a fall day on the Black River in northern Arkansas. We're going to put up some big numbers today and get some big items. We'll turn it back on in a minute and show you what we catch. We're back here on the Black River magnet fishing. We've floated a few feet down the river, and the first thing we've caught today is, what is it?
It looks like an old washer.
Old washer, yeah. All right, here, put that. We're going to have to put this on the ground. This is an old trot line weight, looks like. Sometimes you have to put your foot on it and pull off. There we go, got it. And Dad usually takes the residue here from the magnet, and we keep it in our 5-gallon bucket, and we sift through it when we get back home. And a lot of times that's where all the buttons and the old nails and stuff come from. And here's what we pulled out of the river the first time. Look at that. Old trot line weight. That is old. All right. We'll be back in a moment with a few more items. And there's where we started drifting down the middle of the river. And we probably come 100 yards so far down the river. A lot of beautiful scenery in the middle of the Black River. A lot of people never get to see. It's absolutely gorgeous. We've now floated about a quarter of a mile down the river. We're dragging and we're in the sand now, which slows the boat down some. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go back up the river, and we've got to put our propeller, which we float with it out of the water, if you'll notice. We've got to put our propeller back in the water and boat in the middle of the river upstream here so that we can give it another try. I hear the motor going down. Okay, motor's in. We're starting up now. Turn this thing around. Turn this boat around. We're going to get back upstream. We're going to give it another try. All right. Got my propeller down. You have to be careful in these rivers because the water's up a little bit. It rained a couple of days ago, and you have to be careful because there's logs and things. You notice the log jams over the side that you'll sure hit. But here we go. You okay back there?
All right.
All right. We're going good now. All right. Now we're moving. Still okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Dad loves the magnet fish. All right. All right. We're just downriver from the ferry. So let me take the boat here in the middle of the river. All right. Let me turn it like this. All right. All right, Dad.
You can scoot them, go a little farther.
Well, I am over here. It's carrying us.
Okay.
Put the magnet in. All right. We'll let you know what we catch. Okay, it's been a couple minutes, and Dad has hooked something heavy with the magnet. And we haven't looked yet, so you're going to be as surprised as we are. What do we got there? Whoa! What is that?
An old gear.
An old
Well,
gear.
there's two things on there.
Yeah, we have two items on there. Amazing. All right. See, what we've learned in magnet fishing is we throw our magnet into the middle of the river and we begin our float down the river. And this magnet is so strong enough that when it hooks on something on the bottom, a lot of times it'll tighten up the line, and you can give it a tug and pull the stuff out of the sand. You know, there is some sand at the bottom of the river. There's a lot of rock, but there is some sand, and these items get buried in the sand over 100, 200 years, and this magnet pulls them up from the bottom. This magnet will attract items 9 to 12 inches away from it. And when it hangs up on something, it holds on pretty good. We picked up items that weighed 100 pounds with this thing. So what's going to happen, this video is going to stop in a few moments, in close to 10 minutes, and then we'll have another video of items that we've retrieved from the middle of Black River in North Arkansas. You can see how the wind's blowing and the sun's shining off the water. It's a beautiful river. There are a lot of artifacts in the bottom of this river from the ferry that was just upriver, where the river is the most narrow. So be sure and watch the other video. I think you'll enjoy what we're doing. All right, we just took something not 20 yards downriver, and Dad's pulling it in. Let's see what we have here. Whoa, an old plow. An old breaking plow. How does something like that get in the middle of the river? A good question. I hope you'll watch more of this video. We've got our life preservers, our life jackets, and we're on the beautiful Black River in North Arkansas pulling things out of the river.